Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. I am David T. Allen, or if you like, Super Dave. Thank you for joining me this morning, everybody in the chat. First person out of the gate is Sean Jones. Good morning, Super Dave. Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate you joining us today. We have a really banger of an episode coming up today with the Ghost Viper and dire creatures, dire monsters, dire beasts, whatever you want to call them. But it is our second item in the dire theme subgroup, I guess we call it now, a sub-faction of Cobra, the dire sub-faction, because we have now a third figure in that coming from Walmart with the Night Creeper with dire technology, and he kind of has the Once a Man Cobra Commander arms and stuff like that. So once I get into this, I'm gonna see about if the snake head that's with these guys with Crystal Ball and the Ghost Viper, if I can use the snake head on that Night Creeper instead of the Suthalu head. If I can swap those out and with the snake arms, I think it may make more sense thematically with the figure since it's got those snake arms. So we'll see how it goes, but it's something I'm going to play around with when I get it because I don't really like. Well, I won't say I don't like the Suthalu head. I do like the Suthalu head. And you can see it comes with Crystal Ball already. And I think since he's like the leader of this dire group, this sub-faction of Cobra, this unique dire technology group, I think it makes more sense that the Suthalu head sticks with Crystal Ball. What do you guys think? Do you think that's much more logical to keep this with him than to put it with the Night Creepers? And do you think putting the snake head instead with the Night Creeper that's coming, the exclusive Walmart Night Creeper, would be more logical for that particular figure? We'll get into it a little bit as we go, but that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, and then I will keep maybe the wolf head on the Ghost Viper, which we will get to in just a moment. All right, so what do we have here? We have this is 170 in the classified line. You can see that beautiful dire glow technology there with that Viper. It's fantastic. I love that artwork. I think it's one of the best artworks we've seen in a long time. So we've gotten from classified 00 Snake Eyes all the way up to 170 now. We've done 23 retro vintage package figures, and we've done 5 legacy and 60th anniversary characters so far. So we're doing really good. So that brings us, that's about 200 items or 200 figures that we've uncovered so far with this classified line, if you include like the running variants and the Fortnite Snake Eyes. So we're actually probably over 200. So we still have a lot more to go. So we're on our way to probably 250 at this point. So then we have the QR code, the target artwork, and the designations for this item. Now, the interesting thing about it is I found out the QR codes go to the website, but it's a very like subdued website. There's not hardly anything on it. I wish that they would add the file cards to that, and I wish they would show like what the tampos and what some of the little designations that are on the bodies of the figures, what all that stuff stands for each figure. Like give a little bit of a breakdown for each figure of all their stuff that they have. I think that would be something really cool for the collectors and for everybody. So in the future, you could learn about that, and then you could have a little bit of a history place where you can go to check that stuff out. Good morning, Michael Gene Fleming. Oh, that snake head should look beautiful on the Night Creeper if it works. I agree on the horns and tentacles head being for Crystal Ball alone. Yeah, I think so. So I don't know. So if I separate them all, right, and I put Crystal Ball with the Cthulhu head, and I put this guy with the wolf head, since he comes with a wolf, and then the Night Creeper with the snake head, then they're all three different creatures, and they all have different kind of powers and technology within that group. One's an attack snake, one's an attack wolf, one's just a mean demon type guy, you know? Kind of playing around with that theme and having fun with it, just so it's different in my own mind, in my own play pattern, you know? Everybody might do different things. I don't know, but it just makes sense because they gave him those snake arms that are Once a Man Cobra Commander snake arms. And it just makes more sense that he would have that snake head and not the Cthulhu head. I'm guessing they just wanted to reuse that Cthulhu head because they had spent a lot of money on that mold. So that's fine, I guess. But I don't know. So let's get into the designations for this guy. We'll see what they show. It says here, foot soldier. It has the excuse me, energy weapons. It has puppet master, coercion, and it has the vanguard. The other vanguard with the webbing. So I guess it's the vanguard with the infiltration type of situation. So there's your designations for him. Some unique designations with the coercion stuff. So then we get the Shooting the Galaxy artwork. Beautiful artwork, I must say, on that one. Matt and Mike on that, and then a couple of call outs on the package there. There's a lot of like hidden things in this particular package I'm going to go into as we play around with this. So you can see the wolves on there, the snakes on there. They have that city in the background. They have the dumpster. I don't see those little Iron Grenadier Ratillos in this particular package. We've seen them in the Cold Slither package, the Ratillos, but I don't see them in this one. And I don't see any other figures in the background. I think it would have been cool to have like the Night Creepers like on a building or something in the background. I think that would have been a nice little sneak peek of what's to come, but they did not do that. So there you go. I will say, though, there's that skull that's on that dire technology there. I wonder if that's the skull they're using for the infantry, the legacy infantry soldier. That face, that same face. Hey, Ultramensch, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, all. So then we have the loadout, and you can see all that green and stuff like that, and it looks really cool. There's a lot of stuff in this pack. So we're going to get into it and open it up and see what is here. But I really think that one of them should be a wolf, one of them should be the leader, and one of them should be a snake. That kind of separates all those different elements to different characters, you know? So let's see. We have the loadout, and then we have the snake, which is attached. I'm going to move my crystal ball back here. So they have the snake attached there, and it has the Decia gobbledygook and legal as well. So I need to get that snake off first. We'll do that. There. And then there. So we got the snake out. Now this snake is a little bit similar to the Serpentor snake that came with Serpentor and the Air Chariot. It looks very similar to that, and I think it is. Then we have the Cobra sigil on the back of the package. Lady Virgo Cool, thanks for joining us today. Good morning. Beautiful people. Yo, Joe. Yeah, thank you very much. You're a beautiful person as well. So, yep. I'm going to see if I can turn around and look to see if this Serpentor snake is the same. Yeah, it's the same snake. It's the same snake that they use for Serpentor. So there you go. Some reuse again. All right, so let's get this guy out of here. So right off the bat, you can tell that it's a Viper. Obviously, they reused the Viper again. They decoed him differently. And his head's a little bit wobbly. I'll say that. His head's a little wobbly. So want to see. It comes off. I want to see if I can get it to go back on and see if I can get it to tighten up a little bit. So it's basically a Viper. He's got these little Dyer technology pads on the sides of his right and left arms. And they have some really beautiful tampos and deco inside those with little scans and stuff like that. I wonder if those are the ones that were with the Techno Viper. Why don't you guys tell me if those are the same pads that came with the Techno Viper or if they're different. Basically, this body is identical. 610 Yojo Daddy. What's up, Super Dave? What's up, fellas? I'm hoping to find a couple more of those on sale in the next few days. Dyer Tech is awesome. Oh, yeah, it's phenomenal. I agree with you. Yeah, if you go to a bunch of Walmarts and stuff like that, or maybe some conventions in your area, you might be able to find some. I don't know. But definitely they changed the deco of this with some grays, some browns. A little bit of the black is probably the same as the Viper. And then they have that new tampo on his right shoulder that shows a designation of the Dyer beast there, Dyer wolf there. And then on this side, there's another tampo there. I'll see if I can get it in this lighting there. You can hardly see it. It's a gold Cobra sigil there. And there's little elements of gold. So that's your break. Your break in the color is a little bit of gold with all this stuff and a little bit of the green as well with the Dyer technology energy, because there's these little tubes that go around the sides of those little computer pads that are on his arms on both sides, which are very nice. He's got the same articulation points, the butterflied shoulders, the double pin knees, double pin elbows, the foot rockers, the secondary ankle rockers or articulation, the crotch and leg articulation. He's got the ab crunch underneath there. He's got the head rocker, which is a little looser. He's got the wrist articulation. He's got the thigh and calf articulation. So he's got all the same articulation points as the previous several Vipers. The deco and stuff that's on the helmet is like next level as well. You can see the Dyer tubes that are sticking out of his face and there's like some gray and some black and some gold in that helmet on both sides of there. It's really, really interesting, very unique, very sci-fi, I must say. Um, Sean Jones, my son is in Miami, you're trying to say? Any good Rosses or other places to find Joes? Um, there's if they was up here, I could suggest something. I'm in Central Florida. I'm not in the Miami area, but I'm not. There are plenty of toy stores down there, but I just don't know all the names and where they're all located. Um, but yeah, sorry. So this is very nice. Like I said, there's a lot of gold breaks and belts and buckles and little tubes and little gauges and things like that all over this figure with the green tubes and stuff like that. That shows the energy, the Dyer technology, energy going through it, coursing through these things. And so we're going to put him over there for now. And then we're going to get his first head out. So this is the first head. This is the one that I called out that was on the infantry, that has the skull face on that infantry there. So I don't know if this is the same helmet that's on that infantry soldier that comes with that legacy infantry or not, because this is like a glow in the dark helmet, and it's really cool looking. And there's some gray deco on it, and there's a little bit of gold deco on the sides as well, there and there. And it's like see-through. You can't really get a good grasp of it looking at it, but it's a see-through helmet or see-through head. It's like the skull has been taken over and it's completely like energized or whatever. So it's really a cool head, I must say. I'm not sure. That's the problem with a lot of these things. I don't know what to do with a lot of it because you can only use one head per figure. So you definitely need more figures. So this is the wolf head, and this is the head that I think I'm going to use. That's a new head because that's definitely a more vicious looking head on that one. Look at those teeth. Look at how big those teeth are. Look at how green and menacing that is. There's also some red eyes in there that are really nice. This head is really, really cool. So I think I'm going to give the wolf head to this guy. And then, of course, we have the snake head. And this is probably the head that I'm going to use for my Night Creeper. And that also has the red eyes and the cool see-through element of it and the teeth and everything like that. That's the really nice thing about Classified is they do a lot of added items that you can mix and match with them to swap parts out. Sean Jones, shout out to the chat. Happy Friday, all. Thank you very much. Happy Friday to you as well. I'm wanting to do 3 crystal ball, 2 with Dyer heads, like he's casting 2 illusions of himself and 2 ghost vipers with both viper heads, and add the Night Creeper Dyer when he's out. Oh, to create a whole like army of Dyer, and they're attacking him and stuff like that with all their technology and ghost like elements. That's really cool. That would probably work. Now here's another wolf head, but this one I don't know. I don't think it can go on there. It's like I think it's a head for the other the wolf, like a second head for him. It's a good boy head and a bad boy head, like they did with the Timber. Again, with red eyes and see-through out and everything like that. Very, very cool. So then you have the Timber wolf. So essentially, this is a animal and figure companion with all these creatures and stuff that he comes with. I think the material is very nice that it comes with, by the way, as well. So this Timber has been used 2 or 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. Look at how realistic that is. That is really cool. It has all the articulation points and everything that the other ones had as well. So yeah, so you get an animal and figure companion essentially. Michael Gene Fleming. While I don't mind parts reuse in Reason, I hope they don't reuse the Viper skull helmet for the Legacy Special Forces. The Viper helmet has a distinctive shape that shouldn't get used for non-Vipers. Oh yeah, you're right about that. That's true. That's a good shout out. Good point. I've got a crystal. I've got 6 crystal balls times Walmart mistake. Wow, that's pretty good. Now you can help out your fellow collectors that are trying to find Crystal Ball, because I know there are a lot of people out there that are still looking for that figure. So help them out, Sean Jones. Then we have the barbecue backpack with some Dire Tech added elements to it, all black with the green uh, Dire energy on there. 610 Yojo Daddy. Michael Gene Fleming. I'm pretty sure the skull face in the Special Forces set is a painted human face if you look closely. So you shouldn't have to worry. I ordered 6 Joes. They sent me 6 of the same. Ah, okay. So then we have this rifle, and it's a little gummy because it's a little needs a little flexing. We've seen this gun with Vipers before. It's a nice gun. It comes with a lot of detail on it and stuff like that. Looks pretty good. So then we have a lot of like effects and different elements that you can add to your Dire Viper with different things like spraying gas elements like that that are really cool. There's all kinds of detail and the see-through element of that. And I like the lighting on this. It really makes this look good. Um, and then there's like a claw, a little see-through claw. I may end up giving this claw to Crystal Ball because I like this claw a lot, and it's like he's pointing at somebody, and it's like glow in the dark and everything. I may give this to Crystal Ball. I don't know. I'm gonna really play around with this Dire, and then there's another claw that's a gripping claw, so it has two hands that are a Dire technology hands with the elements on it. And then there's 2 more hands, 2 smaller hands as well. So this thing is loaded to the max with stuff. If I can get it out, I don't know. Oops, there it is. Actually, that's more of a gas. These are just little gas effects, little for him, little green gas effects. I thought they were hands at first, but they're not. There. And then we have the tube, the Dire tube, which is the same tube that we usually get with these figures, except this one's got the see-through gyro technology energy in it, which really looks cool. So put that over there. And then we have some goggles, the Viper goggles, red. There. And then we have a whole bunch of guns. So all these guns must have like Dire technology in them. So you can see this futuristic looking gun. That is be my Dire technology gun, most likely. Lots of detail in that. See all that detail. And there's a little tube on the you can attach to that little tube there for the Dire technology there. And then there's another gun, a smaller gun. Kind of looks like Dr. Mindbender's gun, that little lab gun that he had, except it has like a silencer on the end. I wonder if that silencer comes off. No, it doesn't come off, but there you go. A little detail on that as well. That over there. And then yet one more gun, a revolver. And I think that is everything in this pack. I'm going to put that over there for now. I'm going to start putting some of these together. Oh, Clement, you're here. Good morning, Clement. Did you watch yesterday's video? I showed that big snake armor, and I'll show it again today, the kaiju for you. But I didn't see you in the chat. Spray gas elements. I have that issue sometimes as well. Oh, Ultra Mensch. That's funny. So after we're done with this, I'll show it again, and I'll show it in comparison to the snake armor. I put the snake armor over there so I could show it in the size comparison to it. All right, so let's get some of this stuff put on this figure. So we're doing the Dire Tech Viper. And we're going to see if we can get everything on him without too much fuss. Yep, that went in really good. There. So then we're going to try to put... also, they added a little bit of the tube onto this gun. This big rifle, too, so you can do the Dire technology on there as well, if you want to. But I'm going to use this one, because I think it looks more futuristic. Well, maybe it doesn't go in there. I was trying to put that in there, but it doesn't look like it goes in there. No, it's too big. The little tube is too big, or the little doodad is too big. So I'm curious where that goes. So there's a little spot on the back of the backpack that it goes into, like that. So there. So where else would that go? Now I'm trying to figure out where that tube goes. Does it go to this guy? We'll try and put it on the smaller gun. We'll see if it fits in there. Yes, it fits in the smaller gun. So that's where the Dire technology goes. All right, so now I have a gun. I wanted it on that big sci-fi gun, but I guess it doesn't go into that. It goes into this. So there, you got it in there, and it goes in that little gun. Gunpowder Nitro, what's cooking, y'all? It's Friday. Yay. Yeah, it's Friday. All right. That's true. You're right. I passed on this figure. Watching this review, I might be starting to regret it. Wow. I hope you enjoy this video. That's the whole idea of these videos, so you give you guys an idea of what the true nature of them are and what the elements and stuff are, and hopefully you get excited about them. So hopefully I'm doing my job right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Paul Morales. Paul, everybody's saying hello. Yep, everybody's saying hello. So there's the gyre technology with that, and I have I left that helmet on there for now, for the time being, but I may end up changing that a little bit. What do you guys think? You think I should use one of these hands and add it to him and give him a little bit more cool factor? So I'm going to switch one of his hands to give him that gyre technology type hand, the one that's a little bit pointing. There, like that. So then I can do this, and that hand is kind of like beckoning the creatures or beckoning the energy to go after the Joes, kind of like that. That gives him something different there. And then I can put a little bit of the energy on the end of it on the gun. Let's see if that'll work. I usually don't put the effects on these guys that much, but it makes sense that you would do that so you can get the full effect of this. I don't know. No, it doesn't fit in there. These little effects don't fit in this little gun, which is kind of a shame. I think it should. Maybe one of these other effects will fit in there, like this big one. I'll try this big one. I was trying the little ones, but maybe the big one fits. Yeah, the big one fits better. So then you can have that that element that he's spraying that stuff, and he's trying to like get the figures, get the characters, the bad guys. But the problem is it's so heavy it doesn't want to stay up in his hand. So I'm gonna have to fiddle with that to get it to stay. See how it's kind of droopy? But yeah, so then he has his hand, he's got that gas, and it looks like he's attacking the Joes with that energy. And then we can have like the animals, this guy here and the snake going after people. So there you go. I may switch hands on the this hand and this hand with the weapon, and I might swap it out. We'll see how that works. There is a little bitty thing on the back there that he can clip one of these guns. So I'm going to try to get one of the guns clipped into the back, so then we can get rid of some of these accessories off of this, because there are a lot of accessories that don't have a place. So I'm trying to find places for everything so I can utilize them most. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, that kind of goes in there. Snapped in there pretty good. And then he has a revolver that can go on the back of his belt here, in there. Here. There, so I got that revolver in his back there, and then I put that gun on the backpack to attach it to there. So it gives me a little bitty more of his accessories on him. A little duct tape and bada bing. There you go. Morning, Super Dave. Good morning, Lone Dragon. Thanks for joining us. So that's a lot of the technology. So I ended up with the goggles, which I don't know. I guess the goggles would be for the helmet with the skull. This helmet here would probably get the goggles on there because he looks like a normal Viper if you put that on there. But the problem is if I use the helmet that I already have, if I take this helmet off and this wobbly helmet, and I put that helmet on, at least then the goggles will have a use, right? So then you have the goggles and that helmet on there at the same time. So he'll look more like a regular Viper. You know how the regular Vipers have the metal looking helmets? Oh, my backpack was falling off, and then my gun fell off. Let's see if we can get that back on there. All right, I got it back on there. All right, I got everything back on there. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to fiddle around with this gun because I don't like that. I would prefer to be more action oriented with that. It's a little loose. Everything on this figure is loose. Maybe that's just the one I got from the factory or whatever. Some of those loosenesses are from the factory, and you can't do anything about it. It's just a matter of playing around with it and seeing what you can do with it. But there's a lot of elements to this. So I have that that skull there. I have this there like that. So it looks pretty good. When you get it in the right position and you have all the stuff that you're doing, you're utilizing the full effect, and then you put like maybe a light underneath it, it'll really look really nice, I must say, with that. So I'm going to put him over there until I can get a stand for him to stand on. The skull on the blast effect is so cool. I didn't know there was a skull on that. Let me look at that. I didn't notice that. Oh, you're right. I have the blast effect upside down. It's a skull. You're 100% right. I never even realized that. Thank you for pointing that out. So there you go. So there's a skull right on the face of that gas effect right there. It's really, really cool looking. That is very nice. I think that really adds to this figure a little bit more and makes it even cooler. There's so much elements to this. I could play with this thing forever. There's so much to it. I'm going to try to put this figure on a stand. Hopefully it'll work without him falling over. I think he's going to be hard to keep up on a stand, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, his gun fell off again. There. All right. So I got the peg hooks on him. There. So there. Now I've got to try to get that backpack to stay in tighter. And then I can put that gun back on there. All right, so I got the gun back on. I got the backpack. He's on his stand. Now let's see how well he stands up. Yeah, it's the thing is too heavy. The gun is too heavy for that to stay up. There it is. There you go. We got him up. We got the creatures. We got the figure. We got everything on him as much as you can fit on him. There. Thinking I'm gonna switch out with a head, the good head for Timber or whatever, the Dire Wolf. I'm gonna give him the bad head to make it a little bit more menacing. Take the good boy head off. And there you got the snake and you got that, and you're ready for attack. So then you put Crystal Ball with him there with his Cthulhu head. And you have a dire army right there with those. The skull, yep, I saw that. Let's see. That's why I want multiple eventually, so many options. Such a cool gimmick, in my opinion. Yeah, it's an excellent gimmick, I've got to say. I like it when they add new things to the lore and they add new things to classified. This is one of the best gimmicks that they've added. Uh, what was it that we looked at the other day that had a gimmick? Uh, it was the technology on the Televiper, right? That gimmick, that was an interesting gimmick, but it didn't really play out the best that it could because it wasn't that bright. I think it should have been more brighter, but they were using the colors that they had at the time of the Sunbow animated, so that's what they were sticking with for that. But this is phenomenal. I've got to say, this is absolutely phenomenal. His head is kind of cocked there. So now, looking at all these things and giving these guys these different heads, what do you guys think about using this snake head? Because it has that snake scales on it and everything. Do you think using this for the Night Creeper head is a good idea? Do you think that's probably the better head than that Cthulhu head that they gave us? They're giving us with the Night Creeper, Dire Night Creeper. Or do you think it's better to just leave the Cthulhu head with it? Dave, your blue finger is glowing in the light. I don't have a blue finger, but I can understand why, because it's the creatures that are doing that. Clement, it's the creatures that are glowing. It's not my finger. But what do you guys think? Do you think that's a good idea to use this for that Night Creeper or not? I'd like to know, because I'm going to probably switch this to the Night Creeper to give it that snake element, because it has the arms, the snake arms on it. And I think it's really cool. I think it makes more sense. If we get any other Dire technology figures, maybe maybe I would use like the wolf head. You know, one of the guys can get the snake, one of the guys can get the wolf, one of the guys can just be in charge. Crystal Ball could be in the background with a Cthulhu head. So yeah, you can give each of these heads to different people, because we still have the skull head, we still have this head. We can get another Viper to get this head. We can get the Night Creepers, a couple of Night Creepers. Maybe one can be a wolf, one can be a snake. Who knows? There's a lot of playability. 610 is right about that. The ability to change this up and do all kinds of things. I like that. The problem is there's not enough bodies in these figures. They're making you buy multiple bodies or multiple figure packs to get the bodies to use these heads. And now they're using the Night Creeper the same way. At least you can take the Cthulhu head off the Night Creeper and you can put one of these on there instead. I wish they had just given it this. It would have made that figure even more better. Just my opinion. I don't know. So there you go. All right. So that is the Dire technology, Dire Viper. I think it said on the package. I want to read what it says because I didn't read this. It says Ghost Viper and Dire dread-inducing response energy beasts. So it has that on the package up there, and then the Cobra sigil, because I forgot to mention those. This is a brand new type character and element to Cobra. It's never existed before, so it's the very first time we've ever seen this, and I think it's really, really cool. I love a lot of the new elements, like the dinosaur, how they explain the whole dinosaur and that technology. The thing with Sunbound, his history. He's a bounty hunter. He's trying to go after his twin brother to rescue him. He's going after Headman. They explain all this stuff in the story elements, not only in the file cards, but with the figure and the Mayan Aztec nature of Sundown's history, and the same thing with the Dire technology and the Dire elements of this whole world. And it's connected a little bit to Cobra-La, as Crystal Ball was kind of like a character that was rescued by Cobra-La, and he was changed, and they helped him become his best version and fulfill his best goals, and so on and so forth. So he kind of has his own thing, kind of like the Iron Grenadiers is Destro's thing, the Crimson Guards are the Crimson Twins thing, the Dreadnoks are Zartan's thing. You know, each of these characters kind of have their own thing now. So that's really cool. Everybody's saying hi to everybody in the chat. So I'm going to put these guys over here, get them out of the way for now. I'm going to showcase this snake armor that I put together for Clement, since Clement's in the chat. So I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way because it's big, and I just don't want it to fall over. So I'll move all this stuff out of my way. There. We'll put him back there. There. And him back there. All this stuff back there. There. All right, so this is for Clement. Clement, so you were in the chat yesterday. 610 Yojo Daddy, can't wait to see what they do with Dire Crystal Ball in the upcoming Energon Joe comics. That's a good point. I should have mentioned that yesterday, or a couple days ago when I talked about the comics in the upcoming Energon Joe comics. They are about to do a run for 3 issues, I believe. Yes, definitely, that is correct. There's a run of stuff coming up in the future. Woody, my brother. That's late. That's later, Lone Dragon. Dude stuff. Yeah. Broccoli doesn't do it for me. Oh boy. What's up, Joe? Let's see. Wait, Sundown. I've been calling him Brokeback this whole time. Brokeback. It's Sundown. Lone Dragon, Gunpowder. You're funny. All right, so we're gonna pull this out real quick because I want to show Clement this, you guys. All right, I did this yesterday with my my Televiper, my retro package Televiper video, and I pulled this down as well. I wanted to show you how big in comparison this is to this guy here. So I showed it in comparison to a vintage figure, and I showed it in comparison to a classified figure. But look at how big it is compared to the snake armor. It's twice the size of a snake armor. Isn't that totally awesome? Look at that thing. That is something else. So I wanted to show that for Clement, because I promised Clement I was going to show this to him. And there you go, Clement. Megazord. Yep. Holy cow, right? This came out a few years ago as a kind of a independent thing that you could buy about 2018 or so. It was about 7 or 8 years ago, and it's not something that Hasbro did. This is not a Hasbro release. It's called the Cobra Kaiju. It's vinyl, has a moving jaw, it has moving hands, arms, the waist moves as well. There, the legs don't move, but it's pretty cool. What can it do? It can go up and down. It can move its hands. The jaws can move. The waist can move, Clement. It also has additional hands. I don't have them here right now, but it has 2 like karate chopping hands as well. But that's all it does. It's basically a big vinyl statue that moves a little bit, Clement. I definitely want to commission somebody to make me a Cobra Kaiju. Well, there's rumor that there's a possibility that Super 7 might be doing the Cobra Kaiju in their robot toy line that they do. All those toy lines with the invisible parts. Good morning. How that got where I found it in pristine, non-crushed condition, I will never know. Okay. I'm not sure what the context is of that. So that is everything that it does. Clement, the legs don't move. They don't. This doesn't move, and this doesn't move. I think it should. I think these should move up and down, but it doesn't. I think that's one of the mistakes that they made with this. Thanks for the info, Dave. I'll keep my eyes open. Yeah, that's like an inside thing. It hasn't been showed off or confirmed or anything, but people in the know are suggesting that we may be getting this sometimes this year. We'll see. Super 7 does a lot of deep cuts. I'm hoping if they do this, right, that they do the water creatures, the big water robot, and they do the Aztec, like a Mayan kind of creature as well. Then we have 3 G.I. Joe like kaijus to fight with. I think that would be really cool. Woody, you are off today? Essay? TKB Bar? Are you a new person in the chat, TKB Bar? If you are, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. So what do you guys think? You think this is cool? It is big. It is very, very big. I thought the snake armor was big, but this is huge. Look at how big it is. It's twice the size of the snake armor. Somebody said, I saw online recently that they didn't like the snake armor. And I was like, what? How can you not like the snake armor? I was like shocked. Nope, I've got a government job, so plenty of time to... Oh, okay. Nice. That's funny, Woody. Let's see. Anyone else who ordered a Super Musk have it show up at your door with no notice? Super Musk? What's that? Nope, Lone Dragon, but I've heard that's happening. What's a Super Musk? Dave, they must make a remote control one. Oh yeah, that would be kind of cool to do a remote control one, similar to the Transformer ones where they transform and they move and everything. I think that would be really cool. Woody, I just subbed to your channel. Check it out this evening. Oh, cool. Everybody, there's a bunch of guys that have channels here. You should check them all out. Woody has a channel, and Same Time Toys. Much appreciated, Gunpowder. I had heard Super Musk was showing up unannounced. Lone Dragon. Who's Super Musk? That's the ramen sewer for the TMNT. They did a play set. Ramen did for the Teen Mutant Turtles, and it's called the Super Musk. I see. Super Musk is the ramen sewer street diorama. Super Dave. That's really cool. I wonder if that's something you could put your Dyer technology, Crystal Ball, and all those guys in, and have some Joes coming through the sewer, and you're doing that whole environment like covered in like Dyer technology. Use some what do they call that ice, frozen ice or whatever it's called, that the movies use, that gas. And then you could use that dry ice, use the dry ice and use like a green light and put it in that sewer play set, and then have all the Dyer technology guys, Crystal Ball and everything, attacking the Joes, and have them coming with Tunnel Rat and a bunch of the characters. Maybe you could even use some of the mole rats in there and do a really creepy like diorama. It definitely worked for G.I. Joes, Dave. Wow. Very cool. I never even knew about dry ice. Yes. Dude stuff, dry ice. So you put like a little light, you put it with a green thing on it, filter, and you use the dry ice, and then you have the Crystal Ball characters coming from one side, and the Joes with Tunnel Rat and whoever are coming from the other side, and you photograph that, I think that would be phenomenal. Only if you're really good at that sort of stuff. That's something like Shooting the Galaxy would try. I don't think I could ever do. I have the idea and I have the elements, but I don't know if I could ever make it work because I'm not that good of a photographer. It can definitely hold classified. They are huge. A vamp fits on the upper street. Wow, there you go. That sounds awesome. I want to see some photos of that stuff. When you guys get those and you start putting some classified stuff in there and doing some fun stuff with it, I'd like to see some photos. So I am me at David T. Allen with some photos of that stuff. I really want to see that. I think it'd be really cool. So I'm putting my snake armor back down here. I had taken it out for Clement, but I'm putting it back down there out of the way. So I hope you enjoyed that, Clement. There. I hope you enjoyed that. Dave, what was that I just saw? What do you mean? What do you mean, Clement? That was the snake armor. The snake armor, you saw that, and then you saw the kaiju, right? That was the snake armor. I showed this in one of my videos before. And then the snake armor. And then the kaiju. So that was it. I'll send you an email SD when I get it all set up. Awesome. I look forward to it, Woody, because I think that would just be sick with dry ice and green light filter and crystal ball and all that stuff in the sewer and everything. I just think it would be a sick diorama. I really do. You obviously got to be careful. Do it in your garage because dry ice can make you sick if you're in an enclosed area, and keep your garage door open. But because I've used it in a film before, dry ice, I do some independent film work and I use dry ice, and it can make you sick if it's in a closed area. So you got to make sure that it's well ventilated and you wear a mask when you're playing with that, and you keep your garage door open. If you're doing it in your garage, I don't know, but make sure you protect yourself and you don't get yourself sick. Paul, my mom, my man, happy. I think that'll be really, really cool. So I said in my last video that we had a whole run of really banger videos coming up, and our next one is an absolutely huge video, huge. I mean, big. Independent film work, aka he did Prom back in the day. No, not Prom. I had a friend of mine. He was an independent film. No, I'm not an independent film star. I'm not an adult film star either. I had a friend that was a filmmaker back in the day. He's passed on since, but we used to do films. And have you ever heard of a Mystery Science Theater 3000? He loved that show and he wanted to do a horror version of that show. So we did it. We did like 6 or 8 episodes, and we used dry ice in some of our scenes. In there. And we used dry ice in some of the filming that we did. We did like 6 episodes. It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000. We take a film that is out of print or out of public domain, and we make fun of the movie. It's a horror, and we make fun of it, and we a whole bunch of horror characters, and we have a whole bunch of areas that we film in that are creepy, and we have sets and this and that. We did like 6 or 8 episodes of these of this series. It was called I think something horror cinema, cellar cinema, something like that. I can't recall the name of it because it's been like 10 or 15 years since we did it. That's why they call you Super Dave. Well, I'm not going to get into that, Woody, but you're probably right. Yeah, it was a really fun thing that we did, but my friend passed away about 8 years ago, and so I haven't really done anything. And I'm also in theater. I do theater on the side, and I act on the side, and I've been acting since college and stuff like that. So. If there's anybody out there that's a filmmaker that needs some extras or whatever in their films, or cool actors, send them my way. I would love to be in someone's film, or do some more acting out there in the world. Uh, oh my God, you guys are so funny. Yeah. So I kind of agree with Woody. So the name Super Dave has multiple connotations. You guys are cracking me up today. Hey, HK Viper, you just joined us in a really funny bit that we're doing. Oh man. Um, so yeah, so we have a huge video coming up in our next video. And we got like two or three after that as well. The one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. They're all bangers. It's going to be a whole week of banger episodes leading all week. So I hope you guys can join me for those videos, because they're going to be phenomenal. I hope you enjoyed this Dire Technology Ghost Viper video with me today. Um, it's really awesome. This is an awesome figure. It's an awesome concept, and there's so much modularity, playability, and interchangeable ways to deal with this. You could at least make 4 different Vipers with this technology, with all the stuff that comes in this package. It has 4 different build outs with the different heads. With the snake head, the wolf head, the regular gyre head, the viper head. So you can get 4 different vipers easily with this. With all the different guns, they all have different guns. There's different hands. It's just phenomenal. I love it. Sorry to hear that he passed, Dave. Yeah, he was my best friend, and he had a rough life growing up, and he was depressed towards the end of his life, and he was having a difficult time of it. I just got 9 more Ghost Vipers from GB and Lady Virgo. Wow, Woody. So you're going to be able to really do this good, I think. Dave, are the figures glow in the dark? They're kind of glow in the dark, Clement. Like I was explaining to the other guys, if you put like a light here, I'm gonna do a thing here. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of an experiment on here for this video, because I think it's really cool. This is something that the guys showed me a while ago with the light, and I'm going to hold on. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna put the Viper on there like that, right? And I'm going to try to make this like that, right? So then I'm going to turn this light off, right? So if you look at that element, I put the light on my phone, right? If you look at the element underneath that light, it kind of shines through, right? And it kind of gives that effect of that 3D effect with the technology. With that, see that? You see how it kind of glows with that light? I think if you have a proper light stand and you have like a filter or whatever, it would really work well with that. So this is something the guys showed me with Crystal Ball a while ago. When we opened Crystal Ball a while ago, they explained that to me with that lighting, and it really works, Clement. I think you would really like that if you had this. Um, what's happening, Dave? Chat all K-Mac. We're talking about Dire technology and lighting effects. I have 2 Ghost Vipers. None of my Walmarts has carried classified in years. Wow, I'm sorry about that. That stinks. Lone Dragon. That's awesome, Woody. GB and Virgo are good people. Period. Yep. K-Mac. What up, sir? Nice, Woody. Still hoping to scare one of those up. Same Lone Dragon. I've never seen classified in Walmart in my state, just retro cards. That stinks. I'm sorry about that. So there you go, Clement. I hope that helps out a little bit with that. I may do an experiment. I may do a better experiment. I may get a lighting thing, and I might play that a little bit. I may do that with the lighting, a better light, and put a little bit of a filter underneath these guys. This wolf has so much articulation, and I like the plastic. It's a nice, soft plastic that they used. It's enough to keep it together, but it's soft enough not to. So there you go. Maybe you could do the light from above, like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like that? All right, so put this light back on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a really fun episode. Was everybody able to pre-order Royal Guards before they sold out? Everywhere, it's funny, they sold out, but all I hear is people say how much they hate Cobra La. That's one of those things, Woody, that's like people, the vocal minority is a lot louder, right, than the silent majority. So there's a lot of people out there that actually like Cobra La, and I've seen myself a lot of people that said that they love Cobra La. They like the creepy, they like the crawlies, they like the creatures and all that really fun elements of G.I. Joe. But it's just the vocal minority that's speaking. And you hear that and you see that in a lot of the YouTube, a lot of the Facebook and socials. But there's a lot more Joe collectors in the world than you might realize, and they like Cobra La. So that's where you can't listen to that vocal minority. So that helps. FOMO, yeah, definitely FOMO. There's no doubt about it. I only pre-order exclusives. Yeah, I know some people do. I know, but I'm trying to support this brand, so I buy it legitimately every single time, and I buy 2 of everyone. And I know Woody does as well. He buys like 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 of everyone. And so you got to support the brand. If you don't support the brand, it's not going to be around. If we are looking for Ross Cons and Walmart clearance and all this stuff, right when we see something, we're waiting. Oh, we're going to wait for Ross. Oh, we're going to wait for clearance. That's going to kill this line. It really is. We've got to keep it strong so we can get stuff in 2030 and 2035 and so on. The longevity of this. We want it to last as long as Star Wars Black Series, which Star Wars Black Series is going on like 17 years now. So you guys gotta, I know we all have personal lives, we have personal budgeting, families, and obligations and things, but if we don't support the line, if we don't buy it when it first comes out, it's going to die. We're going to kill this line. Dave, you have the best lighting in your room. It's glowing very beautifully. Thank you very much, Clement. Preach, Dave. Thank you very much, Woody. It's just common sense. If you don't support something, you're not going to get it. Hasbro doesn't know how to cash in re-releases, the Vamp, Ferret Claw, and Snake, and they will sell out again. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. There's no doubt in my mind. You're 100% correct on that, Lone Dragon. That's also true, Lone Dragon. Yeah, Frank. Yeah. Hey, Frank, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it. Um, I buy stuff when it comes out immediately. If I can find it, I'll get it. I don't wait for clearance. I don't wait for Ross cons and things like that because I'm an all-in GI Joe collector and I try to get everything as I can. Sometimes I'll wait for odd things like I'll buy it in the store, like some Super 7 stuff. I'll buy it at Target, but it'll be full price. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, I'm gonna probably wait to find that at Target, and then I'll get it at full price. But I'm not gonna pre-order it because it's just one of those things I don't see the emergency to pre-order. Um, but I will get all that. It'll be in my collection. I am a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector. I do collect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can't really see it, but I have some back there on another section of this room. I have the whole set of, I think it was a NECA set that they did like maybe 12 or 13 years ago. I have that set and I get all the comics, and I've been getting the comics for probably 35 years. I have trade paperbacks and things like that. So I'm a big comic book reader of TMNT and cartoons. I have every animated and film version of it, but I do have one set of figures of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I will get the GI Joe ones because they are connected to GI Joe. Woody Royal Guard is mainline deluxe, so there will be more coming for sure. Probably going to big box stores as well. We'll see. I don't know. With all those clearance items at Walmart this year, I don't know how much they'll do that because the last time they got a lot of GI Joe stuff and it went to clearance, we didn't get GI Joe at Walmart for a long time, and then we got those Islanders that they did, the Hasbro Islanders, and I thought that was a great way to promote this line, to really push the line and do really good with it, and give that last quarter that they claimed the last quarter was 7% up, and that GI Joe Classified had a large part to do with that, according to Chris Cox. But I don't know if all this stuff going to clearance now is a good idea. I would have held out a little bit longer, but that's just me. I guess they don't have the space in the Walmarts to hold all that stuff on the shelves, but I don't know. It's just one of those odd things. Um, I guess they got to do what's best for them and their business patterns and stuff like that. So we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out. But the fact that a lot of you guys aren't seeing any classified at Walmart kind of speaks to what I'm saying about that. And there are some stores that are smaller stores. There are some stores that are bigger stores. I know that island was only given to 500 locations across the country. I know specifically that they said that. So that might be a reason why stores in specific areas don't have classified, because a lot of that product was built for that display, that big island display. And so that could be the reason why some of the stores across the country don't have classified. So you may have to go a little bit further out in a far to other Walmarts, farther from where your local Walmart is. Me in particular, I have about 5 Walmarts in my area that I can go to. So, and they all have differing results for stuff. Like my one that's like a couple minutes from my house, they get some toys, but they don't get a lot of toys, and it sits because it's not a toy Walmart where there's a lot of people buying toys. There's another one that's 20 minutes from my house. That is a bigger Walmart, and they do have a lot more toy customers there, and they did get that Islander there. Then there's other ones that are neighborhood markets. Then there are other ones a little bit farther away than that even, and they're differing effects as well on that. The results of getting toys and classified GI Joes. So you really need to do some traveling, a little bit of traveling to go to different Walmarts if your local Walmart doesn't have what you're looking for. That's what I recommend. That's what my suggestion is. Being a person that has worked for Walmart for many years, 20 years. I know how it works. I know the insides and the outsides of that business model and what they're doing and how the collectors work and what they do at those type places. I'm like 40 minutes away from Walmart. That's Sell Joe's. My local one does not carry any. Yeah. So that's what my local one doesn't either. It barely has anything. In fact, I had a GameStop that was near me that went out of business because not a lot of people were buying video games and toys at GameStop. So this area where I am does not have a lot of toy buyers in it because we're pretty far out in the woods where I am. Just stopped by to say hello, Joe Fan 84. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I'm at work, so I'll have to catch the replay. Have a great one. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy. This is a really fun episode. Um, so so there's a lot of thought that goes into this stuff. So we can't use that impulsive, reactionary type attitude that a lot of people have, which I call the negative attitude. You've got to be positive. You've got to use your common sense and look at this from the bigger picture and use what information you can from the community, use information that these companies provide and stuff like that. So that's my 2 cents on that. So there you go. I hope that helps out with that, a little bit of that Walmart thought process. I'm very experienced with Walmart. I know a lot about it, and I can give you guys a lot of information on Walmart. If you have any questions on that, you can IM me on Facebook Messenger, David T. Allen. I'll be glad to share what I can with you guys. I got some new information about something that Classified is probably going to do later in the year, but I can't talk about it. I've been asked not to talk about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. But two different toy brands have did this particular thing based around what this year is for the United States, and so you can pretty much put it together if you want to. But I can't really come right out and say it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. This is a really fun episode. It's been exciting and enjoyable. And we got a big banger episode coming up next. I'll also want to mention the Senflo Joe show. It's coming up 2 months away on the 19th of April. Primary guest is Mark Pennington, designer of the vintage G.I. Joe line from 87 to 89. And we have Adam Riches, Matt LaCroix, Jason Mark Sobel, Roger Taft, Hawk Saunders. We're going to have a Joe Fest booth. We're going to have a booth for myself. We're going to have the G.I. Joe Finest costuming organization as well. Who else is going to be? That's about everybody. It's going to be tons of vintage toys, tons of fun. So I hope you have time to come out to Central Florida and enjoy a nice, enjoyable G.I. Joe show. It's a one-day show. It's on Sunday. So if you want, come on vacation, enjoy yourselves, have a good time. And so I want to say thanks to everybody for joining me again in the chat. Thank you, everybody, after the fact, for joining me and the replay crew. It means a lot to me. Help that algorithm and help this channel grow by sharing these videos. So this is a big Diatech Cobra video. So we're going to go with Hail Cobra. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.